Welcome guys, I'm Gio here, and this is the last video in a series about functional programming in JavaScript. Now we have to explore a little optimization technique called fusion. Let's jump into example and see what this fusion is all about. Let's say we have some function, get achievements, which is just a property function from Ramda.JS, and it's just gonna get the achievement property from any given object. And then we have this process function, which is a composed pipe function, and inside first we get the achievements, and then we are getting the length from each achievement. So let's look at this function closely and visualize how it works, this process function. So when we run this function with given input, first this input is array first of all, and then we give this input to our pipe function. Then this input array will be passed to first map function. It's a regular map function, and in this map function we iterate over each element of the given array, and then we get achievements from each object. So then this expression, this map function, produces another array, which is array of arrays, and then on given array that is produced by first map expression, we use another map function, and from each element from given array we produce final result. We are taking the length from each subarray. Now it is working fine, but as you see, we have this intermediate array here. And when this input array is large, this can be a problem because we have to iterate over the array twice to produce the final result. First in the first map operation here, when we get achievements, and second time when we process this intermediate result, this array. Now, as I've said before, when this input is large, this can be a problem. So we need to get rid of that. The question is, can we do that? And yes, we can achieve this. We can get rid of this intermediate array if we rewrite this expression in the following way. So first of all, we get rid of this outer pipe function that we've had in previous code, and instead we use a single map function. So we iterate over the array or the input array just once, but inside this transforming function we are passing, we merge together get achievements and length functions. So instead of two adjacent list operations here, we have two adjacent single value operations, get achievements and length. And here this is called fusion. So what we did is we took two adjacent list operations, two adjacent list map operations, and instead of them we have taken a single map operation and merged these mapping functions together with the pipe function. So in this case we got rid of this intermediate result, and we only have to iterate this input array just once, and it's much more effective than with our previous example where we had to iterate over the array twice. As you start using these techniques and start using Ramda.JS library, you very often are going to use the pipe function, and you might be tempted to chain map operations like that, but it's always better to merge them together and create a single map expression. Now, this same technique of merging the list operation, map operation together, it can be applied to filter function as well. So let's say we have two functions, is high ranked and is mage. Let's say we have the list of some characters, and then we have this function where we input the list of characters and we want to get the high ranked mages. We are using here two adjacent filter operations, but as it was in the case with maps, there is a problem there because This first filter expression is going to produce an intermediate array, and then we are going to iterate over this again with another filter function. So instead, we take just a single filter function, and instead we are passing in here all pass special function from Ramda.JS, and all pass function will return true only in case when all the predicates return true. So it's kind of a logical AND operation here. So if this all pass will return true if character is high ranked and character is mage. And that is great because like before, we have reduced the number of operations we perform for given input. And that can be very useful when we're working with large arrays. Now, the question is, can we merge together adjacent filter and map operations? Now, the short answer is yes, we can do that, but that's something I'm not going to discuss in this series because it's quite advanced technique and requires a certain experience to really understand it. This technique is called transducing, and if you really want to learn more about this, just let me know in the comments so I can create another video, but this is out of the scope of current series. So that's it for this video and the series. The scope of the series was to make you curious about functional programming and give you a certain very specific tools to get started with it and see if it's something to use for your benefit or not. And then you can explore more of the functional programming theories and everything yourself. So that's it. If you liked it, click the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends.